This is a trip to Thornton Heath, uh, where I lived as a child and in my early 20s, and where Gwen and I lived in 1965 for a short time before we moved to Manchester. We're just passing the Ovaltine building in Kings Langley on a trip on the Southern Railway. It runs from Milton Keynes to East Croydon Station through West London. We're just about to pass the M25 going in towards the west side of London. It's Kings Langley Station. And it's interesting that the approaches to London from the north side, north of the Thames, are much more industrial than they are on the south side of the Thames. You can see these warehouses, factories, small factories, and quite a lot of office buildings. I think we're approaching Shepherd's Bush here on the west side of London. A lot of building going on there. Awful lot of people got off the train at this point. They're working there and passing a train going the other way. And you pass places like Fulham Power Station, Fulham Gasworks, sorry, in a moment or two. And I think we're just coming up to the centre of Shepherd's Bush now, where the Westfield shopping centre is, and the overhead roads. After Shepherd's Bush, we pass Kensington Olympia, the pre-war, yes, that's Westfield shopping centre there, the pre-war place for having meetings is Kensington Olympia. This is followed by West Brompton Station, which is where Earl's Court is, another exhibition centre, and eventually we reach Imperial Wharf, a really grandiose name for a railway station. It's on the north side of the Thames, better known as King's Reach, which has some extremely expensive flats there. I think we're now coming to West Brompton, I think. Yes, we are. And beginning to reach the flats. That's the Fulham Gasworks, as was. I think there was a research station there at one time, many years ago. Obviously passed on now. And plenty of cranes in London still. We're coming to the edge of the Thames. Here we are. Here it is. These flats been bought buy to let and not occupied, many of them, maybe not that particular block. River Thames now. Now when we cross over we find, apart from the first bit, which is Wandsworth and Clapham Junction, which is not exactly a pretty area, but Clapham Common itself is, and so is Wandsworth Common and Streatham Common, one after the other. It's a much kinder sort of scenario. Okay, here we've got GLC flats, as you get expected in any big city, in fact. Now at Clapham Junction Station, very busy station, Clapham Junction, 22 platforms, I believe. It's supposed to be the busiest station in Britain for trains. You can go to a lot of different parts of the southwest road. That's Balham High Road, where some of our children live for a bit, and we'll pass through Streatham Common. Now we're in Thornton Heath. This is Bensham Manor Road. Sounds very posh, doesn't it? That's the Congregational Church. I think it's the Ecumenical Church now. My mother used to worship there. This is a house we lived in. Now in flats. The front garden's been turned into a car park. There's the house two doors over where the garden's gone wild, and the bridge over the main line to Brighton, which has been covered over these days for fear of people jumping off it, I suppose. And in a moment we'll see on the north side of the railway line, we'll pan up to see Durrant's, now a house, but it was our corner shop open all hours back in the 50s and 60s. And we'll pan over to the left, showing one of the tower blocks built in the 1960s or 70s. This is Thornton Heath High Street. That's the clock tower on Parchmore Road. Thornton Heath had a huge influx of Afro-Caribbeans during the Windrush years, and in fact they stamped their impression upon the high street. You'll see shops selling yams, black bananas, adverts for flights to Africa for £165, and It's a very vibrant community. That, I think, is perhaps Spurgeon's Tabernacle, Whitehorse Road, leads up to Crystal Palace Football Ground, and the road going up to Grange Park and the Crystal Palace, where we've had glimpses of the television tower and the former Crystal Palace, which was moved from the Hyde Park to Crystal Palace in 1851. Thornton Heath Station, and a picture of the thing going out. And that's where we lived. And here's the credits. And thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed that little film. Goodbye.